I think I just heard mice. Hence the bounce sheets. Anyways, I've been kind of thinking about making some YouTube videos based off my situation, I guess, in life right now, to kind of help other people out. Quickly before I get started though, just want to give a quick background. My name is Brady. I'm 21 years old, turning 22 in like pretty much 2 weeks. So I guess pretty much 22 years old. I have a 13-month-old daughter and a fiance. And this is our garage. We live in like a little house trailer. Yeah, pretty much that's the background. Pretty much I've been working on vehicles my whole life. I didn't really see it as a career path for me. Didn't really think about it in general, to be honest. I worked at a couple shops. The detailing job was previous, but I was trying to get into the auto body trade. So that was in about 2020, I think, or 2021. And then I finally got the job at the shop that I'm currently working at, and then realized this is something I do want to do as a career. So like I said before, I want to kind of help out those who are considering or want to or don't really know if they want to get into the mechanical trade. First thing, I kind of wrote these down just so I kind of have more of like a good base to go off of when making the video. First one is ask yourself if this is something you want to do because you actually enjoy doing it or love it, rather than doing it because you've seen someone else do it and think it's cool. That was the issue for me in the beginning, is because, you know, I did basic things like, you know, you got to do brakes or you got to do oil changes. I kind of looked at the YouTube video scene and I was like, you know, I just want to build cars, you know, I want to, you know, turbo cars. And I mean, obviously that's still the goal, but you got to obviously work your way up towards that. The next thing, also, this is all based off of the time that I've spent in my apprenticeship so far. I'm not sure how it works in the States, in other countries, but at least here in Manitoba, Canada, it's called an apprenticeship. You get your journeyman or your red seal certificate. Pretty much you do your apprenticeship for 4 levels, and then you get your red seal certificate, and then you're considered a certified mechanic. Going on to the next question. Find a place willing to take on someone new to the trade and are willing to do an apprenticeship. Now, that's a bit of a flexible question. If you are still trying to figure out if it's something you want to do, and you know, I have a lot of responsibilities in my life now. So, I mean, there's the stress of that in itself, but if you can, get into a shop that is a little bit of a smaller shop just to get some work experience behind you and see if it's something that you actually genuinely want to do for a long period of time. Sorry, it's cold in here. If you are serious about it, or you do want to be serious about it, try and before you just, you know, hand in a resume and go work somewhere, see if they are willing to do an apprenticeship for you. Basically how that works, I guess I should have mentioned that before, but the business will do an apprenticeship with you. They reach out to Apprenticeship, in my case Apprenticeship Manitoba. They do this account setup. You log your hours. You have to get so many hours for your level. Once you reach those hours, you register for school at the registration time, and you go to school when the school, I think there's two times of the year that you can go to school. And again, like I said, if you can get into a shop without doing an apprenticeship, kind of a smaller shop that isn't super fast paced, you know, willing to take on someone new to the trade, do that. It's hard because some shops don't want to do it because of the money and the time involved from a certified mechanic from the shop to train you, to teach you, to take the time to guide you. Next thing is try some of the stuff on your own. For example, if you have a dirt bike, if you have a quad, you know, even your car to go to and from work, or, you know, maybe there's like, you got like a go-kart that isn't running. Like, try to, you know, YouTube is a great place to look up videos on how to do certain things. So try to do some things on your own. For example, do an oil change on your family's vehicles or your own vehicle. Try it, not, I wouldn't say often, but try it a good few times before you go work at a shop, just to see if it's something you still like. And here, right, I wrote right after that, if you're still serious about the trade after time goes on, always take on any jobs thrown at you, whether they are difficult or not, because you will always learn something. And the reason I wrote that is because, so right now I'm currently past my 1800 hours on my level 1. So I'm not high up in the chain as far as the apprenticeship goes yet at all. I will say I do a lot of work myself, you know, to my own vehicles, to my family's vehicles, to friends' vehicles, a whole bunch of stuff. Like I just said, I'm only a level 1. I don't know exactly what the levels are categorized in, but I do know that level 1s do the pretty basic stuff. Still important, but pretty basic, oil changes and tires. I don't even think you get into brake jobs or any suspension work yet. The way my shop works is, because we're such a small town, is the shop physically can't afford to have only the Red Seal do the big jobs, and the apprentices, the lower level apprentices, do the smaller oil changes and tire. The reason I'm getting into that is some shops are like that, some shops aren't. Some shops will want you to do just oil changes and tires. And that's something you're gonna, if you're serious about the trade, you will have to live with for at least a year, or whenever you're at your 1800 hours or however many hours you need. Like I said, in the case of my shop, it's a really small shop. I'm kind of doing, you know, similar stuff to the Red Seal that is doing. He's guiding me. You know, I do a lot of research on the program we have, you know, torque specs, you know, what in order you need to take apart, stuff like that. So basically, if you're getting into the trade, you can't really be afraid to do anything. I mean, if you're afraid, obviously express that to whoever your technician is that is training you, and they will guide you in whatever way, shape, or form. I'm a hands-on learner, so pretty much any job at work, I just try and do myself first, and then obviously my Red Seal will tell me, you know, don't do this or do that or don't do this, just so that there isn't any major issues. Never be afraid to take on any job. I actually love the fact that I get to do some of the bigger jobs because I feel like I'm kind of getting ahead of the game. I have at the end here, this is where I'm at now. So all these questions I've had have been to me, you know, since I was young until now, being at my 1800 hours in level 1. Been trying to think of, you know, I love cars. I love working on cars. I love driving cars. You know, this car's been through a lot. I bought this car about 2 years ago. And I just love making videos about them. I've just never found, you know, a way to, you know, just pick up the camera and film something with an actual purpose and, you know, helping other people. And I think this will be a good way. So pretty much I just want to bring you along the journey of me getting my Red Seal, getting to a point where I'm building cars for a living, and all the other stuff that comes in between. For example, like working on this car, planning on drifting this car next year at a local track, not too far from here at all. Just bought the truck. There's some more issues with the truck, which will probably be one of the next videos. And I think it's going to be more of a learning process for me and a learning process for you, so we'll be able to, you know, figure that out together. Just thought I'd, you know, make a good place where you can watch these videos to, you know, come hang out with me and my buddies while we rip our cars, work on shit with me and my buddies, work on stuff with me, watch me, you know, make mistakes on my vehicles, or electrical tape my vacuum hoses on my E36 because I can't afford a new intake. Watch me put bounce sheets in my engine bay because there's mice everywhere. Like I said, there will be some videos where I'm not explaining anything about the apprenticeship, but I'm working on something. Personally, I think that is still really, really related to the topic of this channel, which is, you know, being a mechanic, loving to be a mechanic, loving to work on cars or trucks or small engines. If you're actually curious about the trade and you're still listening to this video now, leave something in the comments to let me know what you think. If if this is a good idea, anything you'd like me to add into the videos. I hope you all enjoyed the video. A lot of dope videos coming. Anyways, I'm gonna go try and kill some of these mice. Peace out, y'all.